Dallas make it hurt.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on tonight? Little past 7 o'clock. It's Monday night. No, it's not Monday Night Football. No, it's not Monday Night Raw. No, it's not Monday night, whatever you like to watch. It is Monday night, 7 o'clock, which means it's time for the one and only. Yes, sir. The Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live everywhere. Facebook, live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on Twitch, live on Twitter or X, whichever way you want to call it. I'm live everywhere. Live on Sesame Street. Live on Electric Company. I'm live tonight. I'm live, yeah. I'm live everywhere. Big Bird is watching. Everybody's watching. The Big Time Show podcast. I'm in the house. What's going on tonight? It's time to talk about it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's time to talk. It's time to see what else Cowboys have done to me since Saturday. It's time for us to talk about what has happened. As I always tell you, the Cowboys are a gift that keeps on giving. That's why this show will keep going and going. It's a year round. There's always something in Cowboy land. It's always something to talk about. And once again, the Dallas Cowboys do not disappoint. You know, I just figure out by now what's going on. I'm going to speak to everybody in just a second. Let me look over here in Instagram land and see if anybody's there. And the answer to that is no. I got to crank up Instagram. I haven't been on live on Instagram in years, so nobody's really expecting me. Eventually somebody will come on. I know that. But we just got the streaming service that I'm on just allowed Instagram to be live as well as I'm live everywhere else. So it's gonna take a little time to build that up. But hey, it's available. I'm quite sure if you're on Instagram, you will see me and everything else. But as far as a lot of the family goes, I see everybody here in the house. It's Ty's in the building. Craig, what's going on, man? I appreciate that compliment. As always, when you got family in, you always have a hater to come in. And sure enough, as usual, as he is on everybody's podcast except the Houston Texans, here goes Eastside Harold. The haters in the building. There he is. NBA Cypher, man, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. Lee, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping in on me. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Good to see all you guys tonight. Listen, I hope that you guys would share the content. Use that share button if you don't mind. Share it to any Cowboy fans or just like Eastside, a hater, so they can come in and try to troll Cowboy fans. What's up, Keith? I see you, brother. Appreciate you popping in on me. Hope you hang with me tonight. Oh, and I forgot one last thing, and that's the major thing, and that is I am live right now on Roku TV and Amazon for those that have Fire Sticks or those particular accounts. You can see me. I'm live right there as we speak on the end, but particularly on the NGBN .TV network. I'm there live right now as well. I'm getting ready to share this, of course, to that family over there. For those that may have the app that I've asked most of you to download, you can go there now. I am live in the building on that. Appreciate all of you guys. Let me share this. Okay. Live right now. Yeah, there it is. Y'all forgive me for being janky. I forgot about my other folks. And I have to share that with them right now, actually. Everybody that's here, will you do me a favor before we get crunk up and going? Because I'm still ticked off. I'll just let y'all know that right from the beginning. I'm ticked off. Again. Can you guys hit that like button for me? Start this party out right. Hit that like button for me. If you don't mind. Also, will you hit that for those that are on YouTube? Will you hit that heart button for me? If you don't mind, will you do that for me? Give me about 15. Everybody just smash your phone 15 times. It'll take you less than 5 seconds. Go ahead and hit it. I'm gonna tell you, Craig, just give me a second. You know I gotta build this thing. This is entertainment. This is a show. So I gotta tell you that. Also, for those that want to, I ain't said this in a while, for those that want to contribute to the podcast, you can go to the Cash App there as you see on the ticker, $, the Big Time Show. It would be appreciated. If not, appreciate just having your ears with me. So it's not a requirement. You don't have to do that. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you can hit the stars program. You get the stars there. You can do that if you want. Again, it's not a requirement. And if you want to do it by YouTube, you also can use that super chat button. You can do it that way. Or if you want to become a member of the Big Time Show Patreons, you can go ahead and do that. My brother Demetrius just joined on the last show. And so he's there. You can do it as well. It's not a requirement. You can put in whatever you want to put in, and then make a decision on that point. It will come monthly out of your debit card or your credit card, whatever. Not asking for much. $1.99, $2.99, $3.99, whatever. I forgot what I asked for, but it was nothing astronomical at all. If you want to join that way, you can. All right, let's talk. The thing that happened between Saturday and today, and please let's not think that it is not calculated. And if you notice, if you're a Cowboy fan, I'm guaranteeing you that you saw that everybody talked. And I'm speaking more in terms of the front office, or if you want to say the brass of the Dallas Cowboys. They all talked primarily between Saturday, well, really yesterday. And they have began to run their mouth, and they're trying to, in my opinion, it may not be your opinion, they're trying their best to make sure that they try to smooth over whatever it is that they can. Jerry Jones talked. Stephen Jones talked. And Mike McCarthy has opened up his mouth now. Particularly myself speaking, I don't like what I'm hearing. But it matches up to what we've seen so far. It's going to take, I can tell you now, I can just tell you now, in order for Mike McCarthy to keep his job, he and his staff are going to have one of the greatest coaching years that we've seen in a long period of time. I'm not doubting the coaching acumen of Mike McCarthy. I'm not doubting him. I believe he's a very good coach. He has something that we all want. He has a Super Bowl ring, and a coach that can win the Super Bowl knows what he's doing. The man has won just here in Dallas. You can't say, hey, he can't win. He's won. And, you got to do the whole picture. No, he hasn't won the Super Bowl. No, he hasn't won playoff games. But you cannot dismiss at the same time that he has developed somewhat of a winning program, I guess. You win 12 games 3 straight years, you kind of know what you're doing. And, Cowboy fans want the extreme. We saying that we ain't win the Super Bowl or we ain't won a couple playoff games, then fire everybody. Just fire everybody. Fire the quarterback, fire the coach, fire the cheerleaders, fire the popcorn givers. Just fire everybody. This man has won 36 games in 30 seasons. That's pretty good. I always give the whole picture. At the same time, I say, yes, you won 12 straight games, 12 games for 3 straight years. You should have some playoff victories in there. It balances out. But make no mistake about it, he knows what he's doing. And I have to give him credit for that. But he opened up his mouth. I'll get into that in just a second. I have a problem today, again, because the Cowboys are trying to force a narrative that is not matching their actions. That's my problem tonight. And I'm trying to I want somebody to grab a microphone who has a bigger voice than I do. And because my voice is very minute in Cowboy land. But somebody need to tell Jerry, will you please stop insulting our intelligence? I mean, it's your team, and it's your money. You know what I'm saying? You the one writing the check. That is your money that you're giving to these players. I get it. You can do whatever you want to do. And you can put out the money that you want to put out, and you can pay who you want to pay. I get all that. That's your money. I get it. But stop insulting our intelligence by saying this when your actions don't match. And I'm talking about, you're in the business of winning the Super Bowl. No, your actions ain't showing that. So stop insulting our intelligence as if the fan base don't know football. That's what there are some fans who just are kind of like in the cheerleading status that you might can get by with a little bit for them. But then you got the other base of fans who, in particular men, who have played football, have been in team meetings, have been in game planning, have been, in positions and know how to go to halftime, make adjustments, know what it takes because we've played the game. We watch film for those of us that done that. Then you get the fans also that have played the game, particularly obviously men, but they also have studied the team in the NFL enough to know even how front office works. They have studied salary caps. I wish I can blame my Memphis brother. who does the same thing. Bluff City Cowboy, Marcus Jones. He might be here and then he may not be here. But he has studied the salary cap well, knows it to a T, knows how much money we have to the dime, knows how to, I mean, I'm saying it's just more than just watching TV. It's some guys who do what I do who have really studied this thing, and to come back out and tell us that you are trying to win the Super Bowl is crazy. It really is. It really is insulting for us to hear this at the particular time. I can't stand it. And it really irritates me. That's what I'm irritated about, Craig. I tell you what Jerry said, and then I'll move on. A lot of this stuff, if you already watched it, if you've been paying attention to the Cowboys, and Jerry and Steven, if you heard it, then you already know what I'm getting ready to talk about. So I'm just recapping. I see everybody popping in. Talib, what's up? Robert King, what's up? Joe, I see you, man. Appreciate y'all popping in on me. Thanks for spending a little time with me tonight. Jerry Jones got interviewed at the owners meeting, and you already knew what the questions would be. And these will be continuous questions, unless something happens, the only way you're going to shut it down is unless you do something. That's the only way it's going to get shut down. As of now, you haven't done anything. Guess what? The questions are still going to be coming. The press immediately jumped on Jerry, and one of course, the first things that they talked about was Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones, of course, gives this world-class corporate answer again in stating that he believes in Dak. He says that there's only a few good ones here, and there are plenty of good ones who have not won the Super Bowl that can win the Super Bowl. And he immediately said right after that, and Dak Prescott is one of them. He believes that Dak Prescott is a quarterback that can win the Super Bowl. If you listen to him, he sounds like a 1,000% politician. He sounds like a guy who fully invested into his quarterback. He sounds like it. He also is a guy that knew what time it was at the end of the season as far as contract goes with his quarterback. He already knew the cap number. He already knew what he had to do to create cap space. He already knows probably to the dollar, if he gets this, we'll have this much left, in cap space. He already knows all this. They've been knowing. If you believe in your quarterback, this is what I'm saying. Knowing that Jerry will not get on national TV and just kill Dak because he at least needs him, at least for this year, even if that meant that he was a bridge quarterback trying to, do whatever it is that he's going to do next year if he let him walk. He needs him this year, so he's not going to put it in the atmosphere. He's not going to put out that Dak is not our guy. He ain't going to do that. He's just going to get in there and just going to say, "What's up, B-Bird? What's up, man? I see you." Amp, my brother Amp in the building. He's not going to get in there and just badmouth Dak. Ladies and gentlemen, most of us learned a long time ago. Listen, your actions speak louder than your words. A child understands that. And as of right now, Jerry's actions are speaking louder than his words. What's up, Coach? I see y'all. Appreciate all my brothers coming in. Shane, I see you. Okay? So stop saying he's your guy. We want to extend him. We want to do this. We want to do that. Your actions say you want to let him play this contract out and let him walk. That's what I have no other interpretation. I don't see no other interpretation other than that. That's all I see. Because you already knew what you had to do. You done absolutely nothing. So I have no choice but to believe that you just got on the microphone, when you had the owners meeting, and you just lied. Please stop insulting Cowboy Nation and everybody. Matter of fact, let's be honest. Stop insulting your team and the players that play for you. They see what's going on. And they're paying attention to what you're doing with your so-called guy in Dak Prescott. They see how you're treating him. They already know the history. They know he played on 2 franchise tags. They already know. They already know how you loved him. And a lot of Cowboy fans, if somebody says something negative about the Cowboys, they don't want to listen to that person no more. But at the same time, that person could have very well told the truth. Why am I saying that? Well, Shannon Sharp was dead bullseye on what he said concerning Jerry and Dak. He put the analogy up, and I couldn't have put it better. You may not like Shannon, but he told the truth. Shannon alluded to it like it was a relationship. And what he said was that he's just like a guy who stayed with a person for a long period of time, but you didn't put a ring on it. You didn't marry them. That's how Shannon described Jerry with Dak. You didn't put the ring. Translation, you didn't pay him. Well, you paid him before, as Shane said. But he said you didn't put the ring on it. You just talking. You just talking. You saying just enough to keep them from leaving. It's kind of like, I add to it, I'm really saying the same thing. Somebody's been in a relationship for 20 years and you never married them. It's kind of like Oprah and Stedman. They've been together for a long time and not married though. But they've been together dang near 30 years. No ring, just together. See what I'm saying? Exactly. You're not even engaged, because engaged, you at least got a ring. Right now, Dak and Jack does, he treating Dak like a side chick. Shoot, Dak ain't got no ring. Dak just got a hope. And Jerry just getting out there just saying, hey, he's our guy, he's this and that. We want to extend. We want to extend Dak Prescott. We want to do all that. Stop it. Stop it. He paid him one time. I give him that. He paid him one time. But it's kind of like what Shane said. And I want to put this up here. And I think that, we got to be honest about it, the way that Shane said it. And this comment right here, which very well could be the case. Look what Shane says. Shane says, Jerry did fully invest in Dak, and he did. And it didn't work, so why invest in him again? That is a question that may need to be discussed, because his actions as of right now are in full agreement with what Shane just said. It's actions speak louder than words. And I'm under the belief that he will get extended. But until I see it, he just a side chick who getting the sweet nothings of Jerry Jones in his ear. That's all. He ain't married to Dak. Matter of fact, the truth be told, his actions are showing that is leading to a divorce. We're gonna try to make it work. We're gonna try to make it work this last year, baby. Dak, you my guy right now. We're gonna do counseling for a year. Right? We ain't gonna leave each other, but we gonna I can't give you the world yet. I got building the house, but you may not be the one to live in. Now I built this house, and we in this house together. We've been in here for about 8 years now, 8, 9 years. But this new house over here, I don't know if you're gonna quite make it. Huh? This is what Jerry's doing. So, but he presents it just like he did this week in a fashion that you really believe like Dak is behind the door getting ready to sign the contract today. That it should have already been signed. See what I'm saying? I'm a little sick of Dak. I'm not Dak, but Jerry trying to insult my intelligence. I'm kind of tired of that. But as I told you on Saturday, we developed a new system, at least here at the Big Time Show. Amp, you got your show. I don't know if you were with me Saturday. All the other content creators that are here. On my show, we done developed a whole new standard. Well, at least I tried to present it that way. Here's the standard. We don't listen to Jerry Jones no more because he's not running nothing. I'm convinced of that more and more every day. Jerry is 81 years old. He ain't watching no film. He ain't getting on no airplane going to look at no players and look at they 40 times and they shuttle time. He there, he just there. He ain't looking at no shuttle times. He ain't looking at no drills. He's not looking at all that stuff. Jerry's not doing that. That's not the one we need to be listening to. Jerry's just the front man. He says things that his son corrects. That's what he does. When Jerry get too far out there, it's Steven's job to reel everybody back in. That's and get everybody back settled to the ground. In other words, Steven, no matter how much we don't like him, I don't like him. One thing that he does, he brings you back to reality. That's what he does. That's Steven's job. His job is to listen to what his daddy says, and then if it's too far out there, when he gets on the mic, he bringing everything back down from hope land to reality. And Steven Jones does not disappoint me again because he talked. He talked today. Was it today or yesterday? One or the other. And Steven brought everything back down to reality. Not necessarily concerning Dak, but what he did was give you where the organization is at the moment. This is what Steven said. I told you the brass talk. And I don't think it's by coincidence either. I believe they had a meeting themselves and say, hey, this is what everybody say something and let's try to stay on the same page, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this is what Steven said. Steven then says that as far as the team goes, the way that they are thinking is that the players that were injured last year, Trayvon Diggs, Overshown, the guys that we lost last year, will come back and step up. Now, at the same time, it makes sense what he's saying, considering the fact that Trayvon Diggs is an all-pro cornerback. You add a Trayvon Diggs to your team, you didn't get worse. You got better. So it makes sense what he's saying. Overshown, DeMarcus Overshown, listen, we don't know about him. DeMar and Overshown, we don't know because he didn't play enough. We love his explosiveness. We think that he would have played well, but we don't know. Here's the part about it, though. They're so dedicated to their system, there's a part that's being not even talked about by them, and that is both of them, as we all know, are coming off of ACL. What have we seen in the last couple of years with people coming off ACL injuries? They're not right when they first come back. We saw this especially through Michael Gallup. who it took almost a year and a half, it seems, to look like himself again. So we don't know, and I've already said it because the Cowboys would be stupid if they did it. We're not gonna know about Diggs until probably week 1. Because he's not gonna play in the preseason game. He's gonna be limited in training camp. He's gonna be limited, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be limited in practice. They're not gonna risk Trayvon Diggs' knee that early and have him sore and come on now. All the cutting and all the, the twisting and turning that it takes to play cornerback in the league. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in the league, you're not going to risk Diggs on that. We won't know nothing about Diggs, at least in my view, until you're week 1. And like Craig just saying, the Cowboys tend to rush players back, a la Michael Gallup. And he's right. They brought Steele back too quick. Steele wasn't himself until the latter part of the year. And now you figure Steele will be back, at least that's what I'm thinking, to himself when everybody was loving on him. Next season, training camp, I believe he'll be ready to go. But the Cowboys put him out there. They just say it's a pain tolerance. They put Jordan Lewis out there too quick. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't want to hear nothing about Diggs is toast and Diggs, he ain't this. No, Diggs just hurt. Diggs getting beat too easy now. He done lost a step. No, he just ain't got to step back. That's all because he coming off injury. Same thing with Overshown. Same thing. ACL injury. This is what Stephen Jones saying. They're coming back. They're going to be added to the mix. And we should be better because we just got those players back. It just depends on your perspective and how you look at it. Some may agree with Stephen Jones there. I personally don't because I done seen too much. As far as somebody coming off ACL, it's universal. You're not yourself. Your first year back, you just not. The only thing that I will say that is, I guess if you want to look at it this way, is that Diggs got hurt early and Overshown didn't even get to week 1. Overshown got hurt in the preseason. So coming up preseason, guess what? That'll be a year for Overshown. Huh? That's what they're doing. They're just trying to say, in other words, it's Stephen Jones' way of giving his version of hope. Exactly, Greg. It's like you just said, Diggs got hurt in week 3 or 4. I mean, come on. So we're not even really a full year with Diggs. That's why I know he ain't playing no preseason. And the question then becomes, is he ready for week 1? Which means, now I go back to the comment that Craig just asked a few minutes ago, and that is this question here. Do you think we resign Gilmore? We should. The Cowboys, what you think the Cowboys ought to do, they do the exact opposite. I think we should sign Gilmore just for insurance purposes. I mean, I like Eric Scott, but Eric Scott ain't ready. Israel. I don't know. I think we should sign Gilmore. But, the Cowboys are kind of funny right now. They ain't signing nobody. Absolutely nobody. Nobody. Speaking of which, I guess this is a good place to put it. Do you know, because I'm quite sure y'all all seen, if you're just a Cowboy fan and paying attention to stuff, then you already have seen this, with the Cowboys, where they rank up. Let me put this here now. Yeah. Let's do this. Just to show you for those that haven't seen it. Let me share this with you so we'll know, so you'll see what we've done. Just so you'll see what we've done. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what the Dallas Cowboys have done. Free agents, so far, free agency, signings, everything else. The Cowboys, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the salary cap champions of the world, once again, the Dallas Cowboys. Let's put our hands together for them. Stephen Jones has a WWE belt that will be mailed to him that says the salary cap champion of the entire world. Look what the Cowboys have spent. $11 million. The next team that's at the bottom has spent $39 million. That's the Los Angeles Chargers. $39 million. The Cowboys, see, we ain't got to talk about none of this. The Cowboys have spent $11 million free agency. Period. Nothing. I told y'all, if this don't prove the Cowboy statement is not real, this proves it so far. And I'll get into that in a minute. That statement that I just made. This tells you, this has Stephen Jones' handprint all over. This is not Jerry Jones. I told y'all. Jerry, 81 years old. Jerry don't have the energy to be an effective GM. He don't. Jerry is great on the camera. Jerry is the camera champion of the world. He's the media. He's really a PR person. He's a public relations guy. That's what he does best. That is his contribution to the team right now. I've been saying it for a few years, and I believe with all my heart, this organization is being ran by Stephen Jones. This chart you seeing right now is Stephen Jones' chart. He's extremely happy with what you're seeing right there. Y'all see that? I just let that sit there for a second. And you trying to sell me on Super Bowl dreams? What? You trying to sell me on hopes of a dream when the Los Angeles Chargers? See, this is really the norm. What the Chargers, that's second to last as far as being the salary cap champion of the world. They ain't nowhere near it. But they spent some money. They had to go get some people. You can't tell me you really quote unquote all in and this is all that you done. Forget Dak Prescott. You got CeeDee Lamb, who you could have done. You got Michael Parsons, who you could have done. You could have restructured Trayvon Diggs' contract. You could have restructured Steele's contract. You ain't just got to worry about Dak. If you don't want to pay him now, if you want to pay him a little bit closer to training camp, that's fine. There are deals that can be made to bring the salary cap to where it need to be. The Cowboys have done absolutely nothing. Please, some of y'all don't put down Kendrick's name. Good signing. I'll give you that. It's a good signing. No question. You re-signed Jordan Lewis. Okay. Okay. But you can't tell me that's, come on now. $11 million. That's welfare in the NFL. You're looking at a welfare salary cap. You're looking at a M&M's and Sesame Street salary cap. That's what you're looking at right there. $11 million. You're looking at a food stamp salary cap. The least of these, the Bible says. That's the salary cap that you're looking at. Just a Cracker Jack. Come on now. We don't want the premium sweet tea. We just gonna get this cheap flea market tea, iced tea. That's all we want. We don't want the real sweet tea. We get this flea market. This is a flea market salary cap right here. That Stephen Jones is smiling right now, and I know he's smiling because this is what else he said. This is what else he said. Y'all, I'm just gonna leave it there because see, some of y'all may not like what I'm saying, but I ain't lying. This right there. Stephen Jones then comes back and says, as far as the draft goes, he said this. He says the draft right now is aligning up with our team needs. I'm like, when I heard him say that, I just said, dude, stop. Of course the draft is lining up with your team needs. You know why, Stephen? Because my God, you got holes everywhere. Of course the draft lines up. You can pick any position. We need it. Of course the draft, like whatever position that you go to, we need it. We need it. We need running back. That's a need. We need O-line help. That because you done let go of you done let go of the depth in every position. I mean, or at least they went on to greener pastures, at least. Whatever the case may be. You need help at O-line, that's a need. You need help at a running back, that's a need. You need help on defensive line, defensive tackle, that's a need. You need help at linebackers, that's a need. You need help at cornerback, because you ain't signed Gilmore yet. I got a cornerback that's coming off an ACL injury. You need depth. So yeah, of course the draft will line up. I mean, stop insulting my intelligence. Of course it's the truth. He killing me talking like he talking about something. You got a hole everywhere on this whole team, except punter and the kick and our kicker. You don't need no help there. We got them. Everywhere else. Some of y'all say we need help at quarterback. Huh? Give a Joe Punter too. Put Punter up there. It's a solid position. We got all pro punter and an all pro kicker. So we good on that. And the truth be told, we solid at quarterback. You got an all pro quarterback too. So I know y'all ain't gonna like that, but it's the truth. Okay. Huh? Shane says, Bishop, let me break it down for you. My theory is that they are not going to spend money, invest in the team as it's made up today. We are in rebuild mode. Save the money for the future. I agree 1,000%. I believe we're in rebuild mode. You've been following my show. I've been saying it for the last at least 2 weeks because this is what's proven. When you look at the flea market salary cap spending that we done, you look at this grocery, this I'm trying to find some checks here. I need all my checkers. Come on, check with me. If you look at this United States welfare salary cap demand and money that we spent right here, then they tell you in rebuild mode. I agree with Shane 1,000% because their actions again are showing me differently than their mouth running. Their mouth is running, but they talking loud and they ain't saying nothing. And Stephen, I told y'all, Stephen is the one that you need to listen to. Stephen says this. Stephen says that, along with the team, says that the deepest position in the draft is the O-line. And the depth that the O-line has, it works very, very well with us. That's what Stephen said. So he said it's a good chance that we probably will be taking O-line very high. Well, again, stop insulting my intelligence because that's what y'all do anyway. It's the same old Cowboys. First round, we always draft an O-line in the first round. What else is new? It's the same movie. It's the same movie. We always draft O-line in the first round unless something falls to us like a CD in the first round who just failed to us, or Micah Parsons who just failed to us. But usually, other than those two, now if you want to count Ezekiel Elliott with the 4th pick, back then, you can count that. But usually, it's always an offensive lineman. It's always. That ain't nothing new for us. Steven just running his mouth, but I give him credit because he just gave you the draft strategy right there. And I believe him. I don't like what he say, but I believe him. I got a super chat. Terry says, I don't like it, Bishop. Hashtag no more Dak. Hey, I understand, but and Terry, of course, has always been on the side to say we need to get rid of Dak, and he's a Cowboy fan, but the fact still remains, he's an all-pro quarterback. He's an all-pro quarterback. He is. So Steven runs his mouth. He runs his mouth, says, I believe him wholeheartedly what he says. He just gave you the draft strategy, at least for the first round, at least. I believe he just let you know exactly what we about to pick, as most of us have predicted anyway. However, it gets a little tricky though concerning O-line, because at first everybody was saying, hey, I'm not taking calls right now. Whoever that is calling me, I know that it's on there. I'm not taking calls right yet. So whoever that is calling me from Texas, I ain't doing it quite yet, whoever that is. The thing about the O-line, however, is this. The question that where at first everybody was saying, well, since Biotis is gone, we need to go ahead and draft the center. And a lot of people had their eyes on the kid from Oregon, Johnson, I believe that's his last name. But now, since Tyron Smith is gone, now the debate is, because they put this out here, there's talk now about Tyler Smith moving to left tackle. Jerry is the one that put it out there, say, hey, that's an idea, we'll cross. We they ain't gonna tell you anyway. But during training camp, there's news that came out and saying that Tyler Smith is doing both as of right now. See what I'm saying? So the question is, if that is the case, do you go and get the center now? If you already solved it, do you trust TJ Bass enough to play left guard? You see what I'm saying? So that's really the only question as of now. If you're keeping Tyler Smith at guard, however, there is a hole now for a left tackle, and there are some, I'm sorry, I'm not, I love all my content creators, Cowboy content creators that love the draft and does the homework and all that on these rookies that's getting ready to come to the league, and I applaud that, and I even do it a little bit myself. But I ain't really doing my show on a bunch of rookies and all that kind of stuff. I let them have that, and I love their work, and I watch it. I learn more from them than, watch. I'm really not invested into that. The idea, but here's what I know about the NFL from watching it and, all that. If we gonna go left tackle, and that's who you gonna have protecting whoever the quarterback is. If you don't like that, whoever your quarterback is, do you trust the left tackle position in the hands of a rookie? Because, I don't care if they were first team All-Americans coming out of college. It's a whole different ball game when you get to the NFL. Everybody know that. Everybody. It's a whole different ball game. The gameplay, the speed. This is not San Jose State. You was an All-American in San Jose State. This is the NFL. You'll find yourself getting cracked. So I ain't too hype on, everybody getting hype over linemen. Oh man, he's a mauler. He's a mauler in the Mountain West Conference. Yeah. He did that in the Mountain West. Yeah, he was an All-American in the Chickasaw Pickup Football League. It's the NFL, man. It's the NFL. He was all-world. He was all-world in Alabama. He was all-world in Michigan. He was all-world, but he got to the league and you getting your tail towed. See, I don't know if I'm just too excited. I hope that whoever the young man is going to be that's going to get drafted, O-line, I hope that he's, he get ready. That's the only thing I say. Because, see, unlike other teams, I've always said it, because of what we have on our team, we can find out real quick if a left tackle is real good or not. Because all they got to do is go to practice and coach put Michael Parsons on that left tackle, rookie left tackle. He's going to get baptized real quick. You'll find out. See what I'm saying? You want to find out if Tyler Smith in himself, how good he going to be? Come here, Michael. Come here. This is where we're going to go with all practice. I need you to baptize Tyler Smith. Get him ready. Come here, D-Law. Since you're not as fast as Michael, but you got a little power on you, go on, take care of this rookie. Let's see what he got. Go at him. Go at him like you playing the Eagles. Go at him. See, we find out real quick on this team if your left tackle or if your left guard is good. We find out real quick. See what I'm saying? That's the real question. So whoever, as of now with Tyler gone, if you leave Tyler at guard, then obviously there's a real good chance that if you pick a left tackle with the first pick at 24 in the first round, there's a good chance that might very well be your left starting tackle, or plans will be that he will be your starting left tackle. But I ain't too hype about that because they're a rookie. That's all I'm saying. I can't get hype. He protecting the blind side of the quarterback. I can't get hype. I got to see it first. All right. So Steven is giving you the blueprint of what they're getting ready to do. It's going to be an offensive lineman. I'm convinced of that. If I had, it ain't going to be best player available. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's going to be an offensive lineman who they're going to say when they draft him, he's high on our board. Just lying. You had a second round grade on him. Just lying. Stop it. They're going to be lying to us when they had a draft pick, they had a press conference that night, especially the first round pick. And then on night 2 or whatever, they have the interview after they finish picking the second and third round or whatever the case may be. They're going to get up there, hey, he graded high on our board. No, then you just wanted to fill in the need. You ain't going best player available. You're not going to do that. You got so many holes on this team that you really ain't got no choice. All you're going to do is sign these oil-changing free agents. These oil guys that work at an oil change. Those are free agents you going to sign. And you ain't trying to sign them to be starters. You just signing them for depth. You see what I'm saying? So the draft is going to tell a lot, at least on O-line at least. And then finally, and I'm going to open up the lines in a minute. But finally, Coach McCarthy opened up his mouth. Finally, he opened up his mouth, and to me, what he's saying fits or mirrors pretty much what Steve and Jerry have said. Okay, Shane brings up a good point, and that was talked about as well. Shane, before I moved to McCarthy. He says, I expect the Cowboys to trade back out of the first round and pick up draft picks. Well, we're only missing a pick in the 4th round as of right now. The Cowboys love the draft. They love the draft. This is what they're most excited about. So, It wouldn't hurt Shane, but it all depends on what we gonna get. We got a lot of holes this year. I think that is an option to trade out, especially if your guy is not there. If your guy is not there at 24, why not? I don't pick you up some extra ones. You can have about eight picks in the draft, and and there you are. Not a bad option at all. Yeah, Talib, there you go. Yeah, these guys, that's the free agent that we gonna sign. The ones that work right there at Jiffy Lube, the one that works at Toys R Us, those type guys. Depth purposes, they're gonna need camp bodies. You remember they're not making the final cut until the 4th week of the preseason. So you gotta have 90 players. So, come on. And you gotta have guys that you're gonna sign for your practice squad, and this is what we do. Mike McCarthy says he's with Adam Schefter, and y'all look it up once you leave me tonight. He talks about that the team, listen to this, and I quote, this is what he says: the team is definitely improving. And I said, I'd be dang, man. See, you look, you on your last year. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to say something in there. And I don't know if I ain't gonna say you're scared, but Mike McCarthy, out of everybody that's in the office, he should be arguing. He should be combative. He should be, whatever they say, he should address it. If he don't believe it, I'm on my last year. Everybody know it. He's on his last year. If you don't like what's going on, at least you ain't got to say it in public, but you need to say something. Because the way I look at it is, they are setting you up, son. I call them son tonight. Listen, they are setting you up. How in the world are you saying the team improving when at bare minimum your depth is gone? How's your team improving? You ain't got no running back. At least you ain't got no number one running back. How's your team improving? Where? You lost 2/5 of your starting offensive line. You playing with guys that are backups. I like TJ Bass. I like Brock Hoffman. I like that. I like them. They look good. They ain't but they ain't no. At least, and a lot of y'all want Tyler Biadasz gone. I ain't got no problem with that. But at the same time, here are the facts again. Tyler Biadasz is a Pro Bowl center. Hello. I know you want him gone. I know you say it's better centers. I know Tyler Biadasz is a Pro Bowl center. So let's get it right. You got a Pro Bowl center. You got a Pro Bowl guard in Zach Martin. And you had a Pro Bowl left tackle in Tyron Smith. 3/5 of your line are all Pro Bowlers. You lost 2 of them. So how in the world are we definitely improving? How? How Mike McCarthy, how you gonna say this? You're improving what? Where? You lost Dante Fowler. You lost Dorrance Armstrong. That's good depth. What you got in replacement? Where's the replacement? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You gonna get them from the draft. Oh, okay. Well, I ain't gonna knock the players because these young kids come in hungry with a point to prove. Hey, you can't say what they're not gonna do, but Dorrance Armstrong, at least, in a very limited role, gave you at least 8 sacks. So that means projecting as a starter, and he's probably a double-digit sack guy. Dante Fowler is the same way. I'm just trying to figure out how you saying it improved. Huh? I see you, Amp. Amp brings up a tremendous point. That's why I say I don't believe. You know, we ain't speaking this, and I'm in a total agreement with my brother, Amp. I'm in total agreement. If we can't afford injuries in key places. I guess you can say that about everybody, but the depth is gone. Depth is gone. Depth is gone. We don't have nothing. I'm quite sure we'll get somebody to draft, but as of right now, we don't have a replacement for Dante Fowler. We don't have a replacement for Dorrance Armstrong. We don't. I mean, so you done fell into that trap of doing exactly. You fell in line because y'all obviously had some type of meeting, Zoom call, Google Meet, whatever. You had a phone call with Steven and everybody trying to get on the same page, and he sounds just as delirious as Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones do. He says that, hey, we're improving. We're just not improving being a part of the free agency market. And here it is right now. Craig, I forgot. Sam Williams, I'm expecting big stuff from him this year. And I know everybody gonna say, well, yeah, if he can control himself and he can not get penalties, stupid penalties. Of course you got that. I think Mike Zimmer's gonna make him better. Sam has all the tools to be a difference maker. I'm expecting big from him. So yeah, he's a part of. I guess that fills out one part of the depth, a small piece in it. But you lost Fowler, you lost Armstrong. That's depth. That's good depth. One man don't make up for two. So, but I will give you that, Craig. You're right. Sam Williams is there. I'll give you that. But notice what Mike McCarthy says here. He says that we're just not a part of the free agency market. Here's the key word. Right now. Translation. We'll be getting these pick-pack free agents when we get close to the training camp. That's all it means. We gonna hit the free agent market. Y'all Cowboy fans, y'all fans, that's what he's saying. Look, y'all just hold tight. We coming. We gonna sign about 9, 5, or 6. It's just gonna blow y'all mind. We just gonna spin. Yeah. With these target free agents. Yeah, that's what we gonna do. We gonna do it at the very end. So we can get 3 for $1 million, that is. 3 players for $1 million. Everybody get paid. Appreciate you, B Bird. I'm getting ready to open up the lines, man. I appreciate you, B Bird. Thanks for hanging with me. If you're staying, but if you're leaving, man, I appreciate you. I'm glad you popped in on me, man. B Bird, one of those all-world chat guys that be with all the Cowboy content creators. So I appreciate you. Yeah, I forgot, Amp. Thank you, Amp. Right here, y'all. Exactly, Craig. You're absolutely right. No, they got no help. Amp said, don't forget about the undrafted free agents. This is what we specialize in. Let me add to that, Amp. B Bird, you here? And please let us not forget. Do not let us forget another nest that we love to look at. And that is the newly formed UFL, the Rocks League, the combined USFL and combined XFL league in one spot. We will be going to get one of those or 2 of those guys out of there. It just never fails. It just never fails. Don't forget about that one now. We will be looking intently. Wait, where did we get our all-pro kicker from? Huh? We got it from the USFL. Where did we get Kavontae Turpin from? The USFL MVP at the time. Straight from the USFL. So the Cowboys have hit the jackpot from the USFL. They have done well. I can't take it from them. They got the USFL MVP, and Cavante Turpin was a Pro Bowl kick returner. His first year. Can't knock it. They went and got the kid last year. They let all them other guys, they got all the kickers that we were naming, Mason Crosby and all those guys. They said, nope, we going to get this kid from the USFL, and we're going to have y'all sit because y'all going to question us. Y'all going to say, well, who in the world is that? Who is that guy? And what happened? The kid came his first year and became a all-pro kicker. And they sitting back saying, I told you. Y'all don't know football, Cowboy fans. We do. So don't forget about the USF, the UFL now. It's soon to be coming in a few weeks. Cowboys will be looking at that very intently. Let me stop playing around. All right, let me tell you guys about this. I hope you guys stay with me. Hey, listen, everybody's here. Hit that like button for me. Everybody hit 15 times for me. Just smash your phone. YouTube, if you do, got to hit that heart button. Come on, help me out real quick. Let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to open up the lines real quick. Don't call now. I'm going to call back whoever that was from Texas that called me first. Don't call yet. I got to be fair. The NGBN.TV network is incredible. I'm a part of it. Where we're trying to save men's lives between the ages of 40 through 60. Suicide rate is incredible. In that age group, this network that I'm on, we're just trying to make a difference, trying to entertain. And on this platform, there are all type of shows, just not sports, motivation, inspiration. We got hunting shows. I mean, we got wellness. We even have doctors who talk about health. We got everything. It's just cover so many ground. We got over 48 content creators that have shows where our goal is to be 24/7. My show, the Big Time Show, and my inspirational show, the Seeking Clear Thoughts show, are on this network. Where I put the football down and then I talk what as most of you know, of course, I'm an assistant pastor here in Memphis. I tap into my spiritual side, just trying to plant seeds into people and trying to help them, especially if we're talking about suicide. If I can just get somebody just to, if I can put a thought in their head that will keep them alive for the rest of the day, I'm cool. I've done my job. If I can get them to say, hey man, there's some big head guy over there talking about Seeking Clear Thoughts or the Big Time Show, and if I want to see what he got to say on the next show. Well, if you're saying that, then guess what? I've done my job. I kept you here. You're not in depression. You at least you got a little something. So if I can be that for them people, I'm all for it. I could care less about numbers. I already had numbers. I'm just here to it's a cause that I seriously take to heart. And this is what this network is really all about. So first of all, let me invite you to the NGBN.TV network. If you can download it to your phone, if you got an Android phone, you can download the app. It's a free app. Just download it and just stroll through and see what you like and tune in. Maybe there's something there that can help you. If you're battling mental thoughts, if you're depressed, whatever the case may be, just join in. Hey, we may be saying something that might help you, and help you with your mental issues. Or not even gonna say mental issues, just your mental thoughts. That's what we're here for. Let me show you what the NGBN .TV network is all about. Then we'll come back and then we'll probably open up the lines. Y'all check this out.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. And the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers were on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Hey, man, you ought to join it. I'm serious, man. You ought to join it. Just download it to your phone. Come check me out. I'm on the network with a bunch of sportscasters, people that deal with mental health. I'm on there with other fellow preachers. I mean, I love the mission. I love the cause, and I couldn't help but bring my shows to this network. You just saw the Super Bowl. I will be at the Super Bowl next year. I missed it, of course, this year. Super Bowl will be in New Orleans on next year. NGBN is already registered for it. We will have press credentials there, which means, of course, the big time show will be coming live from Super Bowl press row. Hopefully I can meet some celebrities. You just saw there were many celebrities that came at the Super Bowl this year, Hall of Fame players that, agreed with our cause and just shared, of course, what they did in sports and then talking about mental health issues and all that type of thing. So I will be there next year in February. The Lord allowed me to see it, of course. And I'll be at the Super Bowl. So I hope you guys stay locked with me, of course, and then take the show to another level when we get down there. How about that? It would be nice if the Cowboys joined me down there, but I don't know. I may have to try to find some old Cowboy players down there and say, hey, y'all see what I'm wearing? You know, that y'all come on, talk to old big time over here. All right, I talked long enough. I'm going to let y'all roll. All right, let me call this person before you call in. Let me call this person. I don't know who it was. It was somebody from Texas. I'm going to call them right now. Once I get off with them, then I'll let you guys crank up. Let's see who this is.
Yeah, this is B-Bird, big time. What's that?
Big Bird. B-Bird in the house.
B-Bird.
B-Bird, my brother. Well, I call you Big because you big, man. You like big time. That's why I call you that.
Hey, man.
What's up with you, man?
So me and you around the same age, and but one thing I do love that you're doing is why everybody else wants to talk about the draft and talk about, this, that, and the other and move on. I like the fact that you're staying on the Joneses' neck, man. And because that's where it got to go, man. What they want to do is they want to duck and just let everything go away, but it is about them, and they want people to move on to the draft, move on to fifth waiver free agency and that kind of stuff, man. But I just appreciate this show because me and you are around the same age, man, and we've had that when we was in the 25 and 30 years old. Okay, next year we're gonna get. No, man, this has been going on long enough, and we've been around long enough to understand that, man, if we don't, make our voices heard. And unity, man, ain't nothing gonna change, man.
Yeah, they want to point everybody to the thing. B-Bird is absolutely right, y'all. What he's saying is, and I believe I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, B-Bird, the Cowboys are trying to make everybody shift their focus to the thing that they do absolutely well, and that is draft. They draft well. They really do. You can't argue you can't hardly argue with that. But they're trying to move the focus off of what they've done completely wrong to the thing that they do completely right. And that's where a lot of people going to get their excitement up because everybody going to be tuning the draft and cheering, hey, and trying to figure out what we going to do and all that. When in the meantime, they have really done a horrible job as far as free agents go. I'm sorry, B-Bird, but go ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You did a terrible job. No, you're absolutely right. Because what the draft does, man, I've been around long enough to know hope springs eternal, and the draft is just hope, it's excitement, everybody's newness, and everybody just gets excited about that. But let me tell you something, man. I thought at the end we were 12-5 team, 12-5 team, 12-5 team.
Mm-hmm.
So the way you're going to get better with a 12-5 team is free agency, and I'm talking about first day free agency. You cannot rely on the draft to make this team get over the hump. It just won't happen. So let's just look at last year's draft. Right now, it didn't help the team at all, man. Our first 2 picks, they were duds last year. Not saying that they're going to continue to be duds, but they were duds last year. So one of the things I was going to tell you, man, is that's interesting, is that the Cowboys like to deal with the draft. They like to deal with the USFL. They like to deal with May 1st signing, after May 1st cut signing.
Yeah.
And they like to deal with, all these cheap things. And what they do is they specialize in fortifying the hey, this guy made the team. Yeah, but he didn't make your team better. Yeah. And that's what the problem is. They not, but that's the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
They specialize in everything that's cheap, man.
Yeah.
They don't specialize, but when they gotta make a move on top, then they don't do that. Like, okay, so how about getting a safety that's the number 1 safety that makes your last year number 1 safety your number 2 safety? Now you got better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so why don't you bring in a free agent wide receiver that could be your number 2 and Cooks could be your number 3? Now you got better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's fortifying the top of the roster. Yeah. But the way they do it, they it's a cheap labor thing, man. They are so hell bent on cheap labor.
Yeah.
And it's just not gonna work, man, against teams that are trying to win.
Yeah.
Now one thing I'd ask you too, big time, is this. You're owner of a team, right? I put you in the position. You own a team, right?
Okay.
And you don't know much. You made your money in computers.
Mm-hmm.
And so the GM comes to you and say, hey, man, look, I want to sign this quarterback and this wide receiver. I'm going to sign the quarterback for $50 million. I'm going to sign the wide receiver for $30 million.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say, hey, man, look, you sure about this? Yeah, man, I'm sticking the money on it. Well, that say both those guys flop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
he ain't gonna make it. You're gonna get fired immediately.
So let me ask you a question. $40 million and it don't work. What they gonna do? Who they gonna blame? You see what I'm saying? That's why I try to tell people about structure. Mm-hmm. You gotta have structure, different levels of checks and balances in the organization that the Cowboys don't have. What I'm saying is, Jerry and them don't really want to sign that guy because if it's a bust, they got to live with it and stay with it. And they just, to me, they're scared to do it, man.
Yeah.
It's a few things that says they won't do it, but part of it is they still trying to get their reputation in the league, and they don't want egg on their face with the contract.
Yeah. Well, but you already see the handwriting on the wall. If the Cowboys don't do what they, don't have a good season, number one is only really going to fall on 2 heads: Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott. And the fans already knew. They set it up perfectly. They already knew that the team really wasn't stacked in the first place. And of course, if you want to have a little fairness to the team, we still got to wait until week 1 to see what we go to war with. But it's obvious that they are not, quote unquote, all in. They're all in on being all out. That's what they done. They're all in on being they don't want to pay money. They know what it takes. They just don't want to do it. It's just as simple.
One thing too, man, is I do not like people bringing up Overshawn as a linebacker option, and I'm gonna tell you why. I know that's gonna sound bad, but let me tell you why. We're really saying. I hear people saying, "Man, Patrick Overshawn, this, that, and the other." But the problem is this guy's never played one. How are you going to put a team that's 12-5 trying to get over the hump? How are you going to get a guy that showed promise in the preseason but never played one game yet? How are you going to put him in that position and just in your mind saying he's going to be the answer? That's the problem. We got perfect scenarios all across the offensive line. If that works out, if this works out, it's too many ifs there. And what teams do is GMs are not in the business on banking their careers on ifs. GMs saying, I need to know. That's why they go get free agents that have done it in the league. But we got way too many ifs, man. This guy here shows up. If that guy shows up, man, if Patrick Overshawn comes back healthy, man, if Diggs come back, that's too many ifs. Those things don't never line up like that.
Yeah, and as far as Overshawn goes, and you hit the nail on the head, but I'll put a little detail on it just to tag team with you on this. One of the things that when I played, I moved from corner to outside linebacker, and I did that in high school. This is what my coach told me. When you move from corner or safety, all right, and you move to outside linebacker, they said that when you really go against these real good quarterbacks, their whole job is going to try to confuse you. And you being a first-year outside linebacker, they're going to try to confuse your eyes because you got to know what to read. You got to know all your read because now he won't have the responsibility of the green dot on his head where you got to line people up. But one of the things that these quarterbacks will do, they will confuse you. And the bottom line is that I said it earlier, B-Bird, and you kind of said it. He's a rookie because he ain't played last year. This really would be his first year playing. We don't care nothing about the preseason. Deuce Vaughn looked like a Heisman Trophy winner in the preseason. Got to the league, and they won't even let him dress. See, he was doing all that against those flea market guys that didn't even make the team. Of course he going to look good. But now, Demarian Overshawn, he is really a first-year player. He's almost like a red shirt year. Put water on it. I was talking to myself. Forgive me that. But,
no problem.
But he's going to be a first-year, player with an ACL tear, just coming off ACL. Hopefully he's right. And Voodoo just said something about that, B-Bird. Look, I don't know if you can see the chat, but I just put it on there. I'll read it to you. He just says, we don't need undersized linebacker. We need a monster to eat cookies all night. Well, if the Cowboys didn't learn from last year with undersized linebackers, why are we going to try to do the same thing? It just don't make any sense to me. You just learn.
And the thing is, too, man, and I'll tell you, I think this LVE, and I'll say this, and I may have said this before to you, but he and not him personally, but LVE signifies everything that's wrong with this team. LVE hadn't played well since his first year. So he played 6 years in Dallas. They ended up signing him over Wagner, which and you know what the price difference was? They signed LVE made $5 million and Wagner made 5.5, and Wagner outplayed him 5 times.
Yeah,
and for what, for $500,000 because that's your guy, and because he's your typical cowboy, and you want the face of LVE out there.
But
the
B-Bird,
guy is never. You can make business decisions for 4 years, 4 or 5 years.
But B-Bird, you forgot one thing, and you're absolutely right on the numbers. But you forgot this one thing, which makes it even worse. They brought Bobby Wagner here, interviewed him, and let him leave the building without a contract offer.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. What? You didn't even offer him nothing. So he left Dallas not doing nothing. You know. I mean, come on now.
And then what's our old defensive coach name? I don't know why. It's the one went to Washington.
Dan Quinn.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan Quinn. DQ signed him straight off. And DQ said, if you saw it, I've been trying to get this dude for 2 years. So I don't even blame DQ for the linebacker issue because he was trying to get Wagner.
Yeah, we didn't do it. He can't tell Jerry what to do.
What to do. And one thing you said about, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go after this. But you said something about Mike McCarthy in his last year going along with his BS. And whatever he gets, man, he gets. That's just what it is. Because you in the last year, you're in the lame duck year. Yeah. They're not gonna fire you before the season, man. They're gonna let you get through this whole season. But to me, if I'm in my lame duck year and I can't, it's my make or break year, and you're taking players away from me. Yeah. I'm gonna be saying something to the media about that.
It's no question. Exactly, it's no question. You setting me up. You setting me up like J.R. Ewing. And I'm sorry if I got young people on here. But if you know what I just said about
No, I
J.R.
know
Ewing,
it. Yeah.
you set me up like J.R. Ewing, set up Cliff Barnes. I'm speaking of the old Dallas series, y'all, just in case you didn't know. J.R. was ruthless. J.R. set people up. This is what Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones are doing. It's obvious that they're setting this dude up. To me now. You're taking all of the weapons away. And it just you let me fight in a gunfight it's kind of like on Harlem Nights when Arsenio Hall was shooting in the street and you all hear a pop 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 and then that one dude shoot that one bullet poop like that.
Wow.
Yeah, just a pow. I mean, you ain't even let me fight. You ain't even let me fight.
But you know what's with that too. I don't know why Dak. They got the right people with Dak and McCarthy because if there was some other coaches, because Dak Prescott ain't saying nothing.
Well,
he ain't
Aaron
Rodgers is a butthole. But
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, if there was Aaron Rodgers down here, he'd be like, "Who you let go? Why we let go all these people?" He'll be putting that out there.
Well,
putting pressure on the front office.
Dak ain't gonna say nothing. He a corporate cowboy himself. But here's the part about Dak though. He in a position where he really can't say nothing because he ain't that solid. The actions are showing Dak really not solid with the Jones family. But they really, two franchise tags. They don't have no problem with Dak playing on a 1-year contract.
But you know what though?
They don't.
I know. I 100% agree with everything you said, especially about action speaking louder than words, which is one thing that's simple, but a lot of times people don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is this, man. I think that the percentage of fans that's passionate about the Cowboys, say like me and you, other content creators, the people in the chat, is probably about 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
The other 97%, man, they get their stuff. They get this general information, and that's who the Joneses, the stuff they put out can fool. But it don't fool us. Like the salary cap and all that kind of. When you said, and I'll take this, and I'm gonna get off. When they did not sign Tyron Smith, I said to myself, they are not all in. And that was before it even came out. I said, because there's no way that you don't sign a guy to a contract and then it escalates if he plays more. And then Jerry come out and said that, well, we couldn't sign that contract because if he made all the escalators, then we would be. Dude, to get a second team all pro left tackle played for, if the maximum $20 million or $18 million, dude, dudes are making $27, $30 million for that type of play. And you couldn't sign that contract? To me, I said, man, you're not all in, man, because you got to sign that. And I don't know what Hankins signed for. Do you know his contract, Hankins?
I don't know what his contract is, but it wasn't crazy. He ain't no high.
Probably peanuts.
It's very much so peanuts. And you know what he meant, but you're free. The only thing I would say to that is, he a free agent. Them guys are gonna take the money to go. You see what I'm saying?
And we ain't gonna offer it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna offer it by no means. So I'm not surprised.
Hey, look here, man. I'm gonna let you go, man. Let somebody else get on here, man. It's great talking to you. Hey, man,
always,
man. Keep this content going, man. You gotta stay on their neck, man. And that's what you're doing because we gotta have other content creators put the draft down, put the free agency down, put the 5th week free agents down, put all that down, man. We got to work these guys from the top, man. That's all it is. Do it. Put the pressure on those guys, man. And you keep it up, man. I appreciate you giving me the time, bro.
I appreciate you, B-Bird, man, always.
All right.
Thank you, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was B-Bird. He ain't talked to him in a while. Love the brother. Always pop in with good content himself. Matter of fact, he's one of those guys that give full respect wherever he goes. So he's a Florida member. He follows me. He follows Boss and OC and all those guys and Law and all those guys. And everybody knows him. Everybody respects him as being one of those when he talks, you let him talk. See what I'm saying? He's just one of those type. Terry, I got a super chat right here. Terry says, fill in holes in free agents, then draft BPA. That's been the system for the Cowboys for years. They just being consistent in what they've always done. They don't sign free agents. They lead all roads to the draft, and then they sign everybody else. All right, got another call in.
Call from Eastside Herald.
Oh,
to
Lord,
accept,
here we
press
go.
1. To send a voicemail.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the troll section of Dallas, of the Big Time Show. Y'all know this not gonna last long, but here we go. Eastside Harold in the building.
How you doing, sir?
Doing the best that I can, man. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, I call you, man, for all the latest and greatest Cowboy news. When I want to hear all the good news in the Cowboy land, I come to you, sir.
Stop. No, you don't. Stop right there. So you already coming in line. You go to everybody. You go to everybody, Eastside. Everybody. You on everybody's show. You don't listen to nothing else but Cowboy stuff. So you go to everybody's show. Let's get it right. You go to everybody. But go ahead.
Hey, sir. Well, if I was listening to you right, it's March the 25th, 2024, and Dallas still hasn't made any major moves, correct? If I was listening to you right.
Well, we made one that I think is beneficial, without a doubt, and that was the signing of Eric Kendricks, former All-Pro linebacker from the Chargers took him away from the 49ers. Very solid signing there, free agent signing, very solid. It's not gonna tilt the needle, all the way, but that was a very, very good signing for the Cowboys. It was. That's the only thing I can report right now.
Well, hey man, I'm glad you guys got that, man. You got something. But looking at Dak Prescott, man, I'm listening to you guys. It seems like you guys know your organization don't believe in them, but it's still like, it feel like y'all still trying to hold on to hope that that you guys still kind of believe in them. And if your organization don't believe in them, why should you?
Because he's first of all, when you address him, let's address him correctly. Dak Prescott is called All-Pro. That's what he is. Those are facts. So let's get that right. He's just not just another quarterback. He's an All-Pro quarterback. Those are the facts. So why should you believe in him? Because number one, he knows what he's doing. See, contrary to the way you want to address him, and some Cowboys fans, he's won a lot of games. He just ain't won the playoff games.
In the regular season.
Well, hey, he's got a record that's pretty good. You got to win there to get to the playoffs. He's a winner. It's just the bottom line. When you look at what he's done, he's a winner. He just ain't won the big one, which is what the standard is in our organization. That we only talk Super Bowls over here. He just ain't won it. But that don't mean that he ain't had no real good seasons. Now let's not get ridiculous. Why should we believe
I've been talking like that almost 30 years.
Well, it just depends on how you look at it. Romo, it ain't just been Dak. But they've had pretty good seasons. Dak has. There ain't no question about that. Dak has. He just ain't won it. And it's only a few people that can say they really actually won it. We just haven't done it. It's just that simple. But that don't mean because he haven't done it does not mean that he's not a good quarterback. See, that's what y'all like to say. Y'all like to act like he's at the bottom third in quarterback play. It's just not the case. Again,
he's average.
No.
Kirk Cousins.
No. He's not Kirk Cousins. I'm gonna say it again because you ain't quite catching it, even though you don't want to admit it. It's the truth. He's an All-Pro quarterback. There's only one other quarterback this last season that has that title. That was Lamar Jackson. It's only two that were called All-Pros. Dak Prescott is one of them. Those are the facts. No matter how much you want to say he's not this and not that, one thing you can't take away from him, in the NFL this year, the NFL said he was the second best quarterback in the league. Statistic-wise.
Yeah, you know how them stats be.
Well, I mean, I agree with you because I'm gonna hang with you on that because the truth of the matter is Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, and he won All-Pro this year. So I agree with you on that. I agree. But it still don't diminish. The man led the league in touchdown passes this season in the whole NFL. He had a great year this year. Just the bottom line. So you can't take it from him. That's a good. It's only about 6 or 7 of these guys that you can say, okay, we don't have to worry about this position. Dak is the one of those guys. It's just the truth. It is. Your next question, because you ain't talking about nothing when you're saying about Dak. He's an all-pro.
Well,
Finish talking.
Sir, I hate to be negative, sir.
No, you don't, but go ahead.
But I hate to be negative, sir, but with Dak not getting his contract yet, and these vicious allegations that's coming up, like, what's your opinion on that, sir? Like, I know you've been hearing the rumors.
Well, let's see how far.
What's your opinion on it? I haven't really heard you speak on that. And some of these other guys, they don't speak on that either.
Well, here's
but it's a factor.
Well, here's the thing. The lady sued Dak, right? Right? The young lady the young lady is suing Dak for evidently sexual assault. Okay? Those are the facts too. But here's the fact that you don't hear about though. So everybody love to, jump at point A. Here's the point though. Dak Prescott is suing the young lady for $100 million for defamation of character. Now your question ought to be, see, you ain't heard that. See, why would Dak sue her? That ain't what happens. Usually when a man gets accused of that, number one, they usually go ahead and eventually settle. Dak ain't settling. He fighting back. Now, why would you fight back if you guilty? Why would you fight back if you trying to save? I mean, you suing her. Why is she trying to sue him? So that's all I'm gonna say. It to shut it down and to keep everything quiet. You can go on settle, but of course, in today's time, selling is an admission of guilt. Dak ain't trying to admit anything. Matter of fact, he coming after her now. His lawyers are in the mix, so I don't know.
I really don't like it, but I'm not trying to
put it this way, Eastside. Put it this way, Eastside. Somebody lying. How about that? The young lady lying or Dak is lying? Is that if you want to, because somebody lying. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Somebody lying. Now the problem with today's time is that they put this stuff out here, and then the court of public opinion takes over the courts. Period. Once everybody say he did this, everybody jump on one side of say, yeah, Dak guilty. I tell you ain't heard no facts, no nothing. And if you get smeared in public opinion, then the organization would say, well, we don't want to pay you because, we don't know if this case is pending. And you know how Roger Goodell is. Roger Goodell will suspend you, and then we'll hate to pay you money, and then you be gone for pretty much the whole season. See what I'm saying? Or or Goodell will put you on the personal conduct kind of like waiting list, and you can't play until you come off that waiting list.
I know we dealt with that in OH Town,
and I never will forget.
A while ago,
I never will forget. I'm sorry. Ziggy Elliott is on a boat with a young lady that he knows. He knows her. She's on the boat with him. He grabs her chest, and from that thing right there, he gets suspended for 4 games for grabbing a woman's chest that he did, that he knows. So it's not like it's above Roger Goodell. And the courts dismissed the case. Roger Goodell said, well, I ain't the court. I'm going to go ahead and suspend you anyway. So it's not out of the realm to believe that this thing may blow over. But if you have any type of detriment to the shield, Roger Goodell will step in and say, well, you may be not guilty in the courts, which I thought was backwards anyway. You may not think that you may not be guilty in the courts, but you guilty on my watch, and you gonna get suspended. So court of public opinion carries a lot of weight. I say it all in to say that. Now that you got me to talk about it, there it is. You heard it from me first. Somebody lying.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady lying or Dak Prescott lying. It's one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Hey, sir, I was just touching base with you. Tell little man I said go Texans, and I'm gonna holler at you.
Right there. You almost made it through the whole call without getting hung up on. But when you say go Texans,
Right, man, tell little man I said what's up, man.
Okay, you should have just
I
said
seen him earlier.
Yeah, I should have just said what's up and then put a period on it. But excuse me, a question mark on it. But when you say go Texans, my son has been raised right, son. He has no other choice. You understand? He's a cowboy.
Sir, have you ever heard the saying, the sins of the father? Have you ever heard that?
I've heard the sins of the father. Look, you must forget, I'm not 20 nothing. I'm not 20 something years old. I'm 51. I was there when we were winning. So I come from a heritage of winning. You understand? I come with Super Bowls. I don't now the younger kids from 95 on up, they have no idea. I was there 4 or 5 years old in 1977. You understand? We won our second.
Do you even remember that, sir?
Yeah, I remember that. The reason why I remember it most of all is because I remember my dad jumping up and down when we won the Super Bowl. And then I also remember 2 years later when we lost to the Steelers, when Jackie Smith dropped that ball in the end zone, my dad had threw something at the TV and almost bust the screen. So I remember all that. See what I'm saying? 6, 7 years old. I come from heritage of winning. I come from the 90 Cowboys. I come with Super Bowl ring. See, I have the attitude.
Ancient history to me.
Well, you can call it ancient history wrong, but I'm saying I was there. I remember it. Yeah. I went to the Cowboy games when I was 20-something years old. I saw Emmitt Smith play. I saw Deion Sanders play. I saw Mike Irvin. I saw Eric Williams. I was there in Old Texas Stadium. I was there. I come from a heritage of winning. Once you're a winner, you have the attitude of a winner. You understand? You, on the other hand, you ain't got nothing to talk about. You ain't won nothing. The Houston
I'm from Clutch City. I'm from Houston, Texas.
You ain't won
Clutch
nothing.
City. You never heard of Clutch City?
The only thing that the Houston has won is when the great Akeem Olajuwon was there. So
that's what Clutch City comes from. That's where it was Clutch City. Then we won MLB.
Yeah.
So don't act like we don't win no championship.
Well, but see, here's the problem. Here's your problem. I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. You're talking about a baseball team. See what I'm saying? See the difference?
I'm just talking about sports in general.
Okay. But
it all kind of coincides.
Okay. But see, you can't talk about the Houston Texans because you ain't won nothing.
They on the rise, sir.
Okay, then.
They done a whole lot in their offseason, sir.
I don't know.
Do you want to go over that?
No,
you want to compare the two?
No, because we don't talk Houston Texans on here.
I know that.
Yeah.
Sir, I know you don't want to talk about it. Sir, I'll let you down, man. I said, what's up?
Goodbye, man. Goodbye, you say. You ain't talking about that. See, whenever you talk about championship, you got to go to the Houston Astros and the Houston Rockets. We talking football over here. Houston Texans ain't nowhere to be found. It still ain't nowhere to be found. Greg said you watched the Cowboys versus Baltimore Colts in 1970. I did not. I was not born yet. I was born in 1973, so I missed. My mother was pregnant with me when the Cowboys beat the Dolphins in Super Bowl VI. I'm sorry, 71. So, but she was not pregnant with me. I was born she was pregnant in 72 with me. So I didn't even get the Dolphins, but from 77 when we beat the Broncos, played that Super Bowl 12. And from that point, losing to the Steelers and Super Bowl 14 and all the way up, of course, to the 90s, I'm there. I remember it like yesterday. I remember my father. 1977, we won the Super Bowl against Denver. I just wanted to be like him. He hollered, I hollered. He jumped up in there, I jumped up in there. See what I'm saying? So I remember that vividly. I can tell you that. I remember Staubach throwing in the Superdome to Bush Johnson when he made that dive and catch. That wouldn't be a catch. Well, it was a catch. Because he crossed the line first, but it looked like he wasn't a full complete catch, but it was. I remember that play. I remember that. I remember Dorsett. That was his rookie year. Robert Newhouse, Randy White, Harvey Martin. The list go on and on, man. I remember that. At 4 years old, I got the picture in my mind right now. My love of the Cowboys started through my father, and I remember that. Oh, Greg, you from the 60s then. You going to the Ice Bowl. I mean, I know the highlights, but I was not born at that time. So I get it. I get it. See, we've been on the field a long time. That's why when we watch what's going on today, we just sit back and say, wow. See, Jerry, unfortunately for you young Cowboy fans, the Jerry Jones that you seeing now is not the Jerry Jones that we watched at the beginning. Jerry was aggressive. Jerry really did, and you can say it was Jimmy Johnson if you want. We saw Jerry and Jimmy have one goal, only one. They wanted to win the Super Bowl. That was it. Everything they did was pointed to one goal. So much so that in 1994, when the San Francisco 49ers went and got Deion Sanders from the Atlanta Falcons, and they won the Super Bowl, and Deion was a free agent that very next year, Jerry Jones knew that Deion Sanders tilted the whole NFL where he was going. He had to get, this is the Jerry Jones that we grew up on. He had to get after winning 2 straight Super Bowls, then the 49ers won in 94. Jerry Jones said, I want my title back. And this one dude makes the difference. See what I'm saying? See, this ain't the Jerry Jones today. He ain't going to get impact players. Back in the day, in the 90s, he said, I'm going to get the guy that's going to make me win. It's one guy, and if I got to pay him so much money to get him here, I'm going to do it. And he did it. And what happened? The Cowboys won the Super Bowl in 95. It's the same Jerry Jones that took Charles Haley away from the San Francisco 49ers. What happened? We won the Super Bowl, 92 and 93. He took him away from him. This is the Jerry Jones that I knew that I just ain't seeing right now. And it's frustrating because his son is the total opposite. They got the same last name, got the same Texas accent. But then, Lord have mercy, something wrong. He didn't quite get the risk taker. His son is conservative. And if this is what it's gonna be like, you know, once he eventually takes over the team, we're gonna be in for a very long ride. So I don't like what I'm seeing. This ain't what I'm used to. That's all I'm saying. I got time for one more call, y'all. If y'all want to call in, I got time for maybe 5 minutes. If not, I'll talk my way on out of here. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Matter of fact, don't call in because I got to finish it up here. I hate to have to cut you off. See what I'm saying? I don't want to be low down to you like that. But hey, I'll see you guys. But my scheduled day is Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Hope you guys come back and come hang with me. Before you leave, let's do this one last time, y'all. Everybody hit that like button for me again. Why do I always ask that? Because it sends a message to the algorithm saying, hey, there's somebody that's talking Cowboys, whatever. We might want to suggest this show to other people that usually I don't get in front of. Go ahead and just hit that for me. Give me about 15. YouTube, hit the heart button. Give me about 15. Everybody a piece. Facebook, hit that like button. Do that for me. I'll be with you guys Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern. But of course, if something happens, I'll show up. Again, I guarantee you the Cowboys I'll have another whole new content show for Saturday. I guarantee it. They never let me down. The Cowboys never let me down. They keep me going all year long because there's always something. And if not, I'll pick right back up what B-Bird just said. I got plenty to say about the Jones family. Of course. See what I'm saying? It's just never ending. I got a super chat. I'm sorry. Sorry, Terry. Sorry. Terry says, Jerry had to help his buddy Trump. Oh, God. He couldn't afford Trump and Smith. Ooh. I'm going to leave that alone, Terry. Look, I want to come back on Saturday, so I'm going to let you have that one. I'm not going to I ain't going to comment on that one. But I will say this. That is his buddy, though. That's all I'm going to say. Terry be trying to set me up. That is his buddy, though. I know. We know that. That is the truth. I think Trump needs some money, don't it, right now? I think that's what they said. He's about, what, $454 million? Jerry got it. Jerry, look, Trump can pay you back. Trump can pay you back in more ways than one. All right? I got you. Yeah, I see it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all you guys hanging with me. Appreciate all the likes, even though I can't see it. I'm quite sure you did do it. I appreciate all of you, man, just hanging with your boy on tonight. Again, like I said, if something happened, I will jump back on here and get loose with breaking news, I guess. I will do that. Download the NGBN.TV network if you can. Listen, I'll say this very quickly. If y'all want to hear my spiritual side, hey, go ahead and hang with me on like that. And just follow my name. Most of you are my Facebook friends. It won't be on this channel. I have a Seeking Clearer Thoughts YouTube channel. Seeking Clearer Thoughts YouTube channel. Go ahead and join in on that, man. Listen, just hit the YouTube Seeking Clearer Thoughts and just subscribe to the channel. Turn on live notifications, and you can catch me on that one. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for hanging with me. This has been the one and only. This is the Big Time Show.
Any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.